Jay here for Stretford Paddock. This is it. This is the big one.
Oh, no. Jay, they've beaten you. The only thing United have beaten this season is you into...
My spirit.
Your spirit, yeah.
I think, right, it is the big one.
It is the big
because
one. Yep.
this could be the end game for Erik Ten Hag.
I know.
Joining me, as always, by the way, is Joe Smith. Make sure you are getting involved in the comments and hitting that like button. I am a little bit deflated because the results have gone to pot. Everything's pretty bad. The vultures are circling. The rumours are rife. The dressing room is unhappy. The replacements are being targeted. I mean, it ain't looking great, is it, my friend?
No.
For our beautiful, bald Dutchman.
It's looking very bad. And I was saying this on the off the bar yesterday, but the last time a United manager once they'd had their feet under the table, got through a period like this, was in 1987. So, odds are we're going to struggle to make it out of this one, which really saddens me because I do feel like a lot of people, and I'm not speaking for all United fans by any means, but more than I would expect when I go on social media, when I chat to people, a lot of people are just sat there thinking, what's going to change? I don't want him to go because the next manager's just going to have the same treatment and we're going to find ourselves in this spot again. However, if he loses this game, fingers are going to start lifting, the cover on the big red button. Just going to, the cover's, we're not touching it, but the cover's getting lifted if we lose this. I mean, 100%. The trouble with this game as well is, and it was like the Newcastle game, it's a winnable game. It's not, if this was Liverpool away, people go, do you know what? The chances of winning this are very slim. You seldom win at Anfield, fair enough. But this is Fulham, who are all right. They're not a terrible team, but they're not amazing. They're in the bottom half of the table for a reason. Like, it is a massively winnable game. I just want to point something out as well, because I think it's very important that we're recording this the same day we recorded off the bar. I don't wear the same clothes every day. Okay, well, don't let everyone know that.
People are going to look at, Jay, you got a different T-shirt, a different, like...
Who do you think
that
could say that it would matter to your life? Your teacher at school.
Trolls and that. Yeah. The faceless trolls. Doesn't bother me. Do you know what it bothers me? It bothers like my in-laws and family. My missus doesn't bother her anymore. She used to. She used to get really irate, but my mother-in-law gets irate about it.
What, if you get trolls?
Upset. Yeah. But I always say, like, my biggest fear is people don't talk about you. Do you know what I mean? Not that they say negative things, it's if they don't say anything about you.
Yeah, that's the worst thing,
that is literally
the greatest death of all is being ignored.
Is that Voltaire?
Yates.
Right, back to planet Earth.
Yeah.
How close to the sacking is Erik Ten Hag? Is this, because me and you, Joe, every week we say the same thing, this is a must-win game, and it ain't, because he's lost all those games we said were must-win, and he's still here. How close to this being a must-win game do you feel it is?
Very close. I can see a world where we lose this game and he doesn't get sacked, immediately. So I must win in that sense. Maybe not. But in terms of the ability to overcome or climb your way out of the hole you're in, I think this is must win. I think at this point he keeps digging. It's not been filled in on top of him just yet. But it's getting to the point where what is the escape here? You can't just lose every game, because at some point the owners will go, hang on a sec, we're fighting relegation here. So we do have to win at some point. We'd won 3 in a row before the last couple of games, before the City game. So there was a little dip and then it fell again. So let's start another little run here. Let's grind something out, scrappy, whatever, don't care. Let's just get a win, however we have to do it. And how about we're a dickhead team for a few weeks? Like, if you look angry on the pitch, why don't you get a bit angry?
All right, okay, I was about to say, they may have already ticked that box.
No, but to watch. But like the other day, Mason Mount, you've got the man running past you, just kick him, floor him, take him out. I want people after this game to go, United were horrible today, but they won. You know what the biggest, you make a good point, because you know what the biggest sort of disappointment for me over the City and the Newcastle game, we didn't really make them work for that. No.
We didn't make those teams really graft for that win at Old Trafford. They turned up, they got in second gear, and they sauntered to a win.
Yeah.
For City, it was like a training game, and for Newcastle, we had loads of possession, but Martin Dubravka could have had his feet up for half that game.
He could have not been there.
He didn't do anything really. I think he had one save, which you'd expect him to save from Mason Mount.
If Martin Dubravka hadn't have been on the pitch, I think we would have drawn.
Yeah.
We had 3 shots on target. That's insane.
That's not good enough. So that's sort of ties in what you're saying about being horrible. Make teams work for their points against United, or let them know when they're up against United, they're in for a bit of a fight, they're in for a tough afternoon, not they're in for 3 points just given to them, which is what's been happening. Now, if that is going to happen, if we are going to make a fight, if we are going to bounce back, if we are going to rally around this manager and show the fans the football they deserve, then the dressing room needs to fix up, because at the minute we're hearing all this dressing room disharmony, which is an annual event at Manchester United Football Club. How much weight do you put in that, and what do you do to sort it out if it is true?
These reports that some people have turned on Ten Hag because of the Sancho situation, within every one of these reports I've seen so far, there is a caveat and a clarifier that, however, not all, many people still remain on his side. Everyone seems to say that.
Yeah.
So basically what we're hearing is some people didn't like how he dealt with Sancho. Now, imagine if he dealt with it the other way and appeased those people. Do you think no one would have thought and been disappointed had he kept playing someone that had publicly slagged him off after dropping Rashford, dropping Ronaldo, dropping Garnacho for basically less punishable offences?
Yeah.
Like, that would have caused the dressing room uproar the other way.
Yeah.
The difficult thing is he's in a tough situation where some people will agree and some will disagree. But at least by dropping Sancho, he's sticking to his principles, and you can say he's consistent. If he'd have said, you know what, Jayden, I don't mind that you slag me off publicly and you don't try and train in, you're going to start anyway, that would have put a lot of people off as well. So unfortunately, he's in a position where you're going to lose some of the dressing room. You need to get Sancho out of there so this isn't a thing anymore.
Yeah.
But you couldn't have done the alternative is madness.
Yeah.
Just keep playing him and acting as though everything's fine when he's come out and basically called him a liar on social media. So it's unfortunate that he's in this position, but he had to do what he did. And I do think the dressing room follows the results every single time. A manager, well, maybe it has happened. It's very rare a manager gets sacked after a run of 10 wins in a row, because everyone's happy, everything's good, no one cares. Start winning games and the dressing room will follow.
Yeah, no, I agree. Yeah, 100%. I mean, it's pretty obvious, but it's true. It's obvious, because it is true. And yeah, it's just, I'm sick of it. I'm just sick of this cycle. Honestly, it's just so deflating. It's so annoying. And we have players that are so much better, and we have players that they must have that desire to win things, that desire to challenge. They must, you spoke about this all the time, they must go away on international duty sometimes and see their international teammates chatting about how they've won Champions Leagues and titles and trophies and all the rest of it, and think, hang on a minute, I'm as good as, if not better than some of these. Yeah. And they're winning everything, and I'm winning one trophy every 6 years. It's not on, is it?
I wonder how confident Calvin Phillips is in those conversations, because he's won a treble, but he hasn't, has he?
No, he's proper Jonathan Green in it.
Yeah.
He's David made it.
Unbelievable. Like, he's not even David made it. He's less than that at it. He's Jonathan Green in it. Unbelievable. Anyway, should we move on?
Yeah, let's do that. With everything you've just said, let's talk about your predicted 11. Give us your predicted 11 and the reasons behind it.
So Onana picks himself. I think he's the only real recognised keeper, isn't he? You know, by Indies.
Let's not go. Let's not be silly. Start being too silly.
Then I've stuck with the same back four that I believe ended the game against Newcastle. Wan-Bissaka, who was much improved over Dalot. Maguire, Lindelof and Reguilon. Again, Varane, we're never quite sure whether it's physical, whether it's tactical, whether it's a bit of both, whether that's a bit of sort of tomfoolery from Ten Hag and Varane's not quite there. I know that Maguire's always fit and Lindelof tends to always be fit. I think he'll play them again. And again, I said this after the Newcastle game, I don't think them being at centre-back were really the issue in that game. The problem was in front of them. So I have changed the midfield in front of them. I brought Bruno back in. I put him on the right-hand side. I put Mount in. I know he started that game. But I've brought McTominay and Amrabat back in. And it pains me to do it. And I don't think that, McTominay is a very good player. And I think he's not played well this season. But again, Casemiro, we're not sure, and even if he is fit, he's not fit enough, and I don't really see another kind of path through without playing two kind of big physical players. So I've gone with Amrabat, McTominay and Bruno. Amrabat, McTominay and Mount, and then obviously Bruno on the right-hand side. Again, Anthony's very poor, and I think we might need his physicality defensively, Bruno. And then Højlund and Rashford. I thought Garnacho was fine, but I just... in big games, you've got to trust your big players, and it shouldn't be a big game, but it is. So Rashford's got to come back for me.
Yeah, I kind of agree with everything you've said there. I've gone with a similar one from my predicted 11. The only sort of the main difference in my midfield, I've got Amrabat, Bruno and Eriksen.
Yeah.
Obviously, at the time of recording this, we're not 100% what is going on with Casemiro. It's sort of 50-50 whether he's going to be fit or not. I mean, you might have already been told he's definitely in, but I don't know. I feel as well that Amrabat is someone who you know is fit. I know he's played a lot this season, like last few games, but he has got subbed a lot as well. Yeah. So you feel like he has got enough in him to start this game. Eriksen, I think he's going to bring him in because I think he'll create things, keep hold of the ball a bit more, and Christian Eriksen does that. And he's someone, if I'm Eriksen and I'm going, right, what's worked for me in the past? Because I'm in a bit of a rut here. What has sort of been a player, or who's been a player, or what's been a tactic that's worked for me? Christian Eriksen was probably part of the best bit of Erik ten Hag's sort of reign as Manchester United manager. Until he got injured, he was playing really well and the team was playing well. So I know we didn't have it all our own way and there was some stinking results in there, but by and large that was a pretty decent run and he was a big part of that. So I think he might go back to Christian Eriksen, who has shown this season what he's capable of. I know he's not hit the heights that he hit last season, but he's been decent. Yeah. Rashford, bringing back Højlund. I've stuck with Anthony. You've gone with Bruno. I've got Bruno in the midfield. Yeah. You've got Bruno obviously on the right because you've explained why. Let's talk about Fulham.
Yeah,
the 14th in the Premier League, so they're okay. They've got some decent players. Like Paulinho had a very good season last season, okay-ish this season. Probably not as good as he was last season. Yeah. We know that Andreas Pereira, since he's been gone there, has done bits. They brought in Alex Iwobi. It's just Fulham strike me as a sort of an okay team, a relatively decent team that aren't setting the world alight but aren't getting relegated.
Yeah, they've lost that Mitrovic factor, haven't they?
Yeah.
I know he obviously didn't score loads of goals last season, but the ability to just smack 2 goals in 5 minutes and all of a sudden you know the game's turned on its head. I don't feel they have that as much anymore. Iwobi's a erratic player who's gone from being great on his day to not really having any days anymore. He seems to sort of ground down at Everton and he doesn't seem to have brought that back too much at Fulham so far. I just think we've got to beat him. They're just exactly what you think they are. Fulham are a mid to bottom table team. You need to be winning these games.
Yeah.
They're quite a friendly team. They're not one where you think, oh my God, it's Burnley away or one of these types of fixtures. Paulinho's a very good player on his day, but we've just got to win.
Right, give me your score prediction.
I'm going to go with 2-1 Manchester United.
2-1 Manchester United. Right, get your phones out, film yourself in landscapes and send us your score predictions, 30 seconds, to paddockmatchday@gmail.com and you'll be part of the pre-match build-up. He's going 2-1 United. I'm going to go 1-1. Don't forget, we want to hear your score predictions, so film yourself and send them to us. Joe, where can people find you?
On the watch along.
On the watch along.
Myself.
We'll be on the watch along, shitting ourselves collectively. Yeah. Make sure you are hitting like, share, and subscribe. That's been Joe Smith. I've been Jay Motty. This has been the Fulham Preview. Thanks for watching.